Right, welcome back to everyone. I hope you had a good break and you managed to get some contacts and chat to a few people in the networking areas and in the exhibition area. Next up, we have Hilton Eachus. He is the Chief Customer Officer of DPD Laser. He's going to be chatting about falling at the last hurdle, what e-commerce merchants overlook. Hilton, I'm so happy to have you on board. Would you like to join me?
Am I alive, I think?
You are live, yes. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Very
good, very good. Thanks very much for having me. And for everyone that's online, thanks for joining us. As most of you know, have experienced, selling online and being profitable in the process isn't quite as easy as it looks. There are many processes and systems and people involved in completing a sale, and they've all kind of got to work together in tandem to ensure that that sale is successful. And having spent kind of the better part of 16 years in e-commerce, both on the retail and distribution side of the fence, I thought I would share some insights into what you, particularly as retailers, should look out for to ensure that you don't drop the ball at that critical kind of last hurdle of delivery. So, you know, all too often, someone starts an online store and gets everything in place, and then they realize that they haven't quite worked out how they're going to get their stuff delivered to their customers. So they rush through this critical piece of the puzzle and choose whichever courier is top of mind, or even worse, whichever courier is just the cheapest one out there, rather than doing some homework to determine which one best fits the experience that they're trying to deliver to their customers. And then once they've done that, they hit the button and go live, and they wonder why their brand struggles to get traction and kind of gets bashed in the public due to poor experience and so on. So choosing a delivery partner for your business isn't just a last minute decision. Remember, one critical thing, that by the time we as carriers get involved in the process, you have already successfully sold your goods. So choosing a delivery partner to deliver those already sold goods is a pretty critical part of your business, because if it goes wrong, it's kind of like a rugby team pulling off the best move ever, only for the player that's finishing it off to drop the ball over the try line with nobody around them. Or more painfully for us as South Africans who are old enough to remember it, it's like the Proteas getting into the semi-final of a cricket World Cup, playing an amazing game and then running each other out with run to get and getting knocked out of the competition. Now, what I'm not saying is that choosing the right delivery partner will solve all your problems, but what I am saying is choosing the right one will go a really long way to ensuring that you're not one of those businesses that drops the ball on the last and very critical hurdle of delivery. So with that analogy in mind, I wanted to run you through some of the things that I think you should look for when you're selecting a courier partner. And certainly when I sat on the retail side of the fence, these are the things that I kind of looked for and considered when selecting carriers that would be an extension of my brand at the time. So first and foremost, and frankly, I think most importantly, you need to choose somebody who understands and who is interested in and who is passionate about your business. There's no point in working with a carrier who doesn't understand what you require from them, or that doesn't understand or have the right tools and solution in place to serve the account the way that it should be served. Having a good understanding of your business will help them move along with you at pace, which is critical. And if they care, then that relationship will be open and honest, such that you as a kind of group of providers, as a partnership, if you wish, but as a group of providers serving a customer, can achieve the great customer experience that everybody wants and talks about. And when you're delivering hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of parcels all over the country, and relying on systems and people and hubs and so on to all work together to get something from A to B, then sometimes stuff goes wrong. And sometimes it's the carrier's fault and sometimes it's the retailer's fault. But more often than not, in my experience, it's a combination of those two, the carrier and the retailer, not working together well enough that causes the issues. And if you've got an open and honest relationship, you'll be able and willing to work together to fix things for the benefit of the customer experience, which is really what it's all about at the end of the day. A good example of this in South Africa is address accuracy, which is a common issue we face in South Africa, both as carriers and as retailers. And here's how it typically goes. A retailer sends the carrier a poor, incomplete address. The carrier can't deliver it. The customer complains. The retailer blames the carrier blames the retailer. And at the end of the day, the customer suffers. What should actually happen is that the retailer and the carrier should work together up front to ensure that the address is complete and clean in the first place, which could involve things like having a more logical layout at checkout, verifying the address before trying to attempt delivery. What we do in some instances is we send customers confirmation of the address you're delivering to give them a chance to change it or update it or correct it. Or collaborating like we have as well with people like What 3 Words to just simplify the whole address piece completely. The point is that working closely together in an open and honest way for the greater good of the overall customer experience really gives you a head start in ensuring that you have and retain happy customers. The second bit to look for is integration capability. There's no point in working with a courier that at very least can't accept your data in whatever format and from whatever system or platform you already have in place. Your delivery partner should already have all those options covered and should be flexible enough to cater for what you already have in place by way of platforms or systems or processes. And the level of integration will vary depending on the size and complexity of your business, and that's fine. But good integration is critical. And the idea here is to move from making a decision on what courier partner you're going to use to trading with that courier partner in as little time as possible and introducing as little a risk as possible to your business, and doing it without using up huge amounts of valuable resource if you're lucky enough to have that at your disposal. To cater for something like this, we're about to launch a kind of a connector page, which will allow new customers to visit a single page, click on a relevant platform link for their business, fill in their credentials and start shipping immediately. It'll be about a 15-minute process end to end, which we're pretty excited about. So once you safely and securely can then kind of talk, if you wish, to your courier partner through your integration, you then need them to go where you need them to go. There's no point in choosing a carrier that only covers certain areas. Selling online isn't and shouldn't be limited to geographical areas. It's a national, if not international thing. And your carrier should support you in this. If they can't or don't, they will probably outsource your parcel to another delivery partner who you don't have an agreement with and who you can't control. And that just adds additional complexity and kind of reduces the element of control. So now you've kind of got a carrier who understands your business, has an appetite to build an open, build with you through an open working relationship, is able to integrate with you quickly and easily, and goes where you need them to go to deliver your parcels. And that's all the stuff that you need as a retailer. But then there's the stuff that your customer needs from your carrier partner. And these are the bits that kind of really separate, I think, the carriers who've built bespoke services and solutions to service online versus those that have been servicing or still trying to service accounts the same way they have been through B2B for decades. At DPD Laser, we kind of don't often talk about our customers per se. We talk about our customers' customers, because everything that we build is focused on making it more convenient for the end receiver to take a successful delivery. I mean, we're effectively trying to create a perfectly convenient delivery experience for the end consumer, because we believe that once we have that, the consumer, or all of us as consumers, will naturally challenge ourselves as to why we would go to a physical store to buy an item rather than buy it online. And thereby, we'd be actively influencing the growth of the industries that we serve. So that's kind of what our goal is, and where we're headed, and what we focus on building. So I suppose the obvious question is kind of, what does your customer really then need from your delivery partner? Well, first of all, they like to be kept up to date with the movement of their parcel. And I don't mean kind of after it's happened. I mean when it moves, as in real time. And you know, tracking a parcel is such an age-old thing, but the reality is so many delivery partners still do it very, very poorly. And the difference between a kind of a B2B parcel versus an online delivery is that, which frankly many carriers still try and ignore, is that the receiver of an online parcel has paid for that parcel. They want it and they're excited about receiving it. So naturally they're impatient and they want it to arrive as soon as possible. And they demand to be kept up to speed with its progress to their door, even if it's coming on the same day. You know, we do a lot of same day deliveries, and you'll be surprised at how many people click through to track their parcels when they've ordered it today and we've told them it's coming today. But it's critical, therefore, that your courier partner can give you and your customers full transparency on every movement that a parcel makes within their network in real time. There's an added piece of complexity to this, which is kind of more recent, I would say in the last 5 or 6 years, probably, which is that as consumers, we don't like to be tied down. We like to enjoy our freedoms and our choices. So if we, you know, if our plan changes for a day and we're no longer able to be at the delivery point on the delivery day, then your courier partner or the person delivering to us should really give us the option to redirect or rearrange that delivery to suit their needs and to suit the recipient, which is something we do through our interactive delivery notifications, which we have turned on for many of our online customers. It then goes without saying that customers expect the delivery to happen when and where they were told it would happen, i.e., reliably. And in today's world, they certainly want to also feel safe taking delivery from the driver. At the end of the day, your delivery partner is an extension of your brand. As we heard earlier, it's often the only physical touch point you have with your customer. So the quality of service that you get from your delivery partner and that your customers receive should reflect the quality of your brand, of your products, and of the overall shopping experience that you're trying to sell. Too often, retailers choose a delivery partner that simply just don't fit with what they're trying to achieve with their brand. You know, I've often talked about the doorstep experience, which for your customers should be aligned with your online brand and the positioning that you have for it. Or if you're an online or an omni-channel seller, at least, then the same or similar in-store experience should be online and in store, should be the same. Back in the day, Nick Harry offered up a subtle but good example of this. They put scented sachets in their online delivery boxes, which were the same as the scent that they had in their stores, so that when you received your online box and you opened up, you had the same satisfaction as you had when you walked into one of their very, very cool stores. And it was just a very small, as I say, small but subtle example of trying to tie those experiences together, which was pretty cool. And then, as I mentioned earlier, safety is another thing. Customers want safety from crime, and nowadays they want safety from COVID as well. And in our interactive delivery notifications, we offer up a hyperlink to the receiver of the parcel, which gives an image of the driver and of their vehicle with its registration and details as such. A little bit like when you're ordering an Uber, and this ensures that the receiver knows who to expect and what vehicle to expect which is pretty valuable in the society we live in today. And of course, in whatever it was, March last year, COVID threw up a whole new world of challenges. I mean, in a year or so ago, we were trying to answer the question of how do we physically deliver tens of thousands of parcels a day without physically coming into contact with the receiver, but still getting the all-important proof of delivery signature. And luckily, our tech was such that we were able to cater for it. And we launched our kind of what we've called our contactless delivery process, which ensures that we still get full signature from the customer without putting the customer or the driver at risk. And if you're interested in seeing how that works, you can go to our booth in the exhibition hall and click on the videos link, and you'll be able to see there how it works. But we thought it was a pretty neat solution. So now you've got what you need and your customers have got what they want. But like most of these things in life, the requirements and demands are not static. They change and they evolve. And as retailers and service providers, we're expected to do the same in what we offer through our innovation. And we at DPD Laser work to a very simple truth, which is that if our internal rate of change and innovation is slower than the external rate of change and innovation in the industries and markets that we serve, then we're in trouble. So we're always on the lookout for new ways and better ways to serve our customers and attract new customers, and certainly spend a fair amount of time researching other markets and seeing what's going on there. And to that end, we're about to launch South Africa's probably most convenient and affordable parcel delivery app, which will allow consumers to go into the app and ship a parcel and pay for it in under a minute. Alongside that, we have just relaunched our website, which will have that shipping capability as well. It also offers up a better tracking experience than our old website did. And it's got a couple of other cool bits in it. So you can visit that both those tools in the exhibition hall. In terms of expanding on our range of services, we are working very hard to offer within the next 3 months an on-demand service, which will be pretty incredible. And we're also excited to be giving customers access to a broad national pickup point network before the end of the year. So as you can imagine, things are pretty busy in our office. But I wanted to harp back to what I said at the start, which is that really the much of the success in ensuring that you close off your sale successfully is in building an open and honest relationship with your courier partner of choice, and ensuring that that courier partner understands your business and is able to meet what the requirements that you need from it in order to kind of support your brand. So just to say, to finish things off, I suppose we often oversimplify the delivery part of the online journey by saying it's just something that it's about just getting something from A to B, which is a little bit like saying a professional footballer just kicks a ball in a net. The reality is that there are many factors to consider and decisions to be made on how and who delivers for you, because only when all of those moving parts are in place and aligned can you really expect to deliver an experience that makes your customers repeat buy, which we all know is a kind of major part of the secret to successful and profitable online trading. So look, I hope this has been insightful and helpful. And if you'd like to know more or chat more, then please feel free to send me any questions. Our contact details are in the exhibition hall, or I don't know, Sharon, we can probably take some questions now. We've got a couple of minutes, I think. But thank you very much for listening, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the conference.